Hey, gang, welcome back to another episode of Level Grinding. First of all, let me take a second. We're so sorry that it's been so long between episodes. I got a new day job that is absolutely brutal. I'm getting 10-hour days at least, sometimes 12. It's absolutely kicking my teeth in. We've been just trying to get life back on track. We had a couple technical episode issues with the last one that we recorded and they didn't end up posting because you could only hear me, and as sultry and dulcet as my tones are, I know that's not what everybody's here for. But I am Drew, once again here with my friend Robin. What's going on, my man?
Not much, just another day in the dream.
Just 7,000 news articles for us to go through today. All right, so we got a lot on the table because we haven't been able to get going for the last couple weeks. So today's episode is going to be mostly like an update on news, upcoming games, big announcements, stuff like that. And then our next episode, we're going to try to record another one for you guys this week to get us caught up. And that one will be probably a more casual, like, what are you playing? That we'll kind of go over because I've been playing a lot. Robin just got his PS5 back. Woo! Came in today. You guys didn't hear it on the last episode. We kind of talked about it. He was playing for Spoken, and the PlayStation gave us a green light, and then fully system crashed. Full crashed out. It was not good. It's bad news bears. But we got a new one in today, so the Robin can be playing stuff besides Fire Emblem for the next 7.5 months. So I don't know. I haven't got to play it yet. But all that to do all this. So go ahead and start getting us going on our first articles. Now, anybody who's listened to the show before will not be surprised. I have not read these articles. I am not caught up. I live a busier life than I want to talk about, and I'm a procrastinator. So I'm going to learn with everybody. So what is up first?
Right, just in time for Valentine's Day, I have two new games to talk about. There's Boyfriend Dungeon, which is what is called a shack and slash dungeon crawler, available for the PS5 via the PlayStation Store. It's a game where you play through. You plunder dungeons as you fend off like a lot of monsters and stuff, taking your weapons on romantic dates because they're sentient weapons. You woo your weapons in this flirty, playful, and fairly welcoming world with mastery in the procedurally generated dungeon.
What's the title?
Boyfriend Dungeon.
So this is new to PlayStation, correct?
Yeah, it first released in 2021.
Yeah. My ex-wife loves this game.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the only games she's ever played besides Diablo and Disney Dreamlight Valley. She absolutely loves this game.
That's wild. But yeah, it's available as of today for the PS5.
Go get it. Woo your weapons.
Woo your weapons.
Woo your weapons.
Woo your friends. You don't have to stick to
that's the next level. It's the next level grinding shirt. Woo your weapons. We have an Etsy store up, Level Grinding Podcast. Right now we have one shirt up. And that one is going to be one of those days. We'll do Woo Your Weapons.
There's a game coming March 7th called Romancylvania. It's by Deep End Games. And like the woman walked on stage to announce it. Her name's Amanda Garner. She's their narrative director. She came out and she was like, the world needs more love. And she's obsessed werewolves and spicy, curvaceous pumpkin witches. With Romancylvania, Deep End committed to realizing the most fleshed out, quirky, and irresistible characters for Drac to fall for or befriend. Clearly, Dracula. It's riffing off of Castlevania. Romancylvania is a loving parody of Metroidvanias and a fresh take on dating in games.
Oh, it's a loving parody, all right.
You play as the legendary vampire playboy himself, Drac, as he battles and romances his way across Transylvania. After being reluctantly recruited by the Grim Reaper to star in a reality dating show, he's on a mission to find the world's most eligible monsters. I don't know who all's going to show up other than a werewolf, a pumpkin witch, and Dracula. But
that's enough.
I watched it. I need you to know she ended her keynote by asking, will Drac find love at first bite? Or will he discover love sucks? And I was like,
damn it.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. Ugh. That's such a dad joke, and I didn't make it. I'm mad.
And then riding on the curtails of things I love, we went from romance to Atelier Marie is getting a remake. The Alchemist of Salzburg will be available for PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC, and it's coming out this summer. There will be more news about it next week, next Monday, during Atelier Series 25th Anniversary Program number 4, which will be February 20th at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time. It's looking beautiful already. Atelier Marie is what started the Atelier series, so it's incredible that they're getting in a remake like this. And they don't say remaster, they're calling it a remake. So I'm trying not to have Final Fantasy VII remake levels of hope. But
Yeah, don't do that. That's not reasonable. That took like 10 years and tons of money.
yeah. And while we're still talking about Atelier Rise of 3, Alchemist of the End of the Secret Key, recently, February 6th, so a week and a day ago, they revealed new artwork by the Ryza series illustrator Tori Demono. Just one word, Tori Demono.
Demono.
But detailed world quests, which are a new thing that'll happen while you're out gathering. You'll see something will happen, or there will be a person looking like they need help when you go talk to them, and you get quests as well as the randomly generated ones at the inn. And there will be bonfires where you can stop and like cook food for your crew and everything, and then just have like little intimate bonding moments there. And there will be an atelier for each area. So it's not like, oh, I've gone exploring and now I have to go back home, because they're doing a huge open world concept. So like each huge section, you'll get an atelier.
Real quick. So
Yeah.
for those of us who haven't played more than 15 minutes into an atelier game, what do you mean when you say an atelier?
Okay, an atelier, just from the real world, an atelier is a art studio or production studio. Like it's a workshop or studio used by artists or designers. In the atelier world, it's also the studio used by the alchemist.
Okay, cool. Because you were like, there'll be an atelier for each region, and I was like, that's the title of the game. What?
Sorry, I often forget that that's not a common word for people. It's
nope.
This game has been part of my life for 25 years.
That's right. I need you to know that for like 20 years, I called Suikoden Suikoden. So I feel it.
And then additionally, more announcements we got last week was Monster Menu, the Scavenger's Cookbook. It's coming May 23rd for those of us in North America. If you're in Europe, it'll be May 26th. It's a new game by Nippon Ichisoft. It's a dungeon crawling survival adventure where you literally go in. It's a strategy RPG with delicious, fun cooking-based mechanics, and like you can do really detailed character creation for your party, and you gather resources, ingredients, and items while exploring, fight monsters, then you devour monsters in combat or use their meat to cook meals to recover HP, boost your skills, and raise your stats.
You have me a character creation for my party.
It looks so good. I'm trying to reserve judgment because, like, it had my heart just being Nippon Ichisoft, though they have had some where they did more of like the Fushigi no Dungeon or Mysterious Dungeon or Mysterious Tower type games. Like As Your Dreams is a good one that does a randomly generated tower but doesn't do the Mysterious Tower. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you know how like when you move, if you move against an enemy, you do an attack, or every time you move, the enemies move.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the whole formula is based on a game called Fushigi no Dungeon, which just means the mysterious dungeon. And it's really just something that I never was into because I was like, okay, I don't really like this. I move, you move. I'm not.
When I strut, you strut, we strut? Did I lose you?
No. Well, yes, I have no idea what you meant by when I strut you. Or were you doing the when I dip, you dip, we dip?
That one. I listen to country music, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm over here like trying to piece together what you were saying. But no, I was about to say, I'm not ludicrous over here. I'm not like, when I move, you move, just like that.
That's funny.
And then we had a little bit of controversy that just sprung back when I was doing PR stuff with Blizzard. The Tencent pulled an ad after fans got really offended by a Tencent ad where it had a player salivating over jiggle physics and not paying attention to anything else. It was for a game called Nikkei Goddess of Victory. This ad was only available in Thailand, so I'm still trying to figure out why there are so many guys in America mad about this, but they pulled it down.
They made that ad for me, guys. I'm the dude that just gets enraptured by jiggle physics. It's fine.
And also, last week was the Nintendo Direct, which very strong showing. They came out and they showed a new Professor Layton game, which we've been waiting for one of those for a few years now, but we're still going to have to wait because they didn't give us a release date with it, just that the game's going to exist, and its title is Professor Layton, The New World of Steam. If you like mystery games or puzzle games, you'll love this game if you haven't played any in the series. If you're a fan of level 5 games, then you'll be a fan of it, if the genre of puzzle games fits for you. I know Drew loves level 5.
I do level 5.
I was like, he could go at length about White Knight for days.
I could do White Knight. I think level 5 also did Rogue Galaxy. I can go on about that too.
Yeah.
White Knight's one of those, it's like a closet game. I don't often go off about it, but like when I get the chance, wrap in.
Strap in, you're in for a ride.
Right? Everybody gets a suit. Ugh, don't get me going. Don't get me going.
I saw a new psychological horror game, but to be specific, it is a psychological horror restaurant management game called While We Wait Here. It's the end of the world's happening all around you, and you're running a restaurant, and people are coming in with their problems of everything that's going on outside, and you're trying to help them to get them ready. You're trying the options. You can either keep working your restaurant, or you can move for shelter at what it called Mount K and tell your guests to do the same, or you can write out your fate waiting there where you've always waited. It looks really well done.
This is such a weird genre of game, just in general.
I can't even call it a genre. It's one game. This one game is just carrying it all.
As soon as one indie developer sees it and likes it a little too much, it's about to be the next Darkborn.
Actually, this is a indie developer, but like the key features that they listed when they announced is it's a psychological horror with multiple endings where you try and solve your troubled customers' varying dilemmas. Welcome customers in your diner and discuss the impending ending of the world. Help them make the right choices as you grill them burgers, cook fries, flip pancakes, wash the dishes. And it's a meditative experience with no game over, where there's no right or wrong, and where each choice is yours alone. And I was like, oh, I'm in.
Like, there's no moral compass? Let's do it, baby.
Oh no, I have a moral compass.
I know you have a moral compass, much to our financial at times detriment.
I can't even well no, I was just gonna say I can't even play like bad characters in Fallout. I'm like, here we go, and it's like, oh, why would I do that? No.
you can do bad stuff in Fallout 4. I've been playing it fairly recently, and I realized that there are no consequences for being a dick in Fallout 4. None. The story is constructed in such a way that even if I take the negative or dick like conversation option every time, nothing will change.
Some news that you, if you had time to look at the list that I sent you, would have been excited about. There's been an update on the state of Fable, the new Fable.
Yes, Bill, I did that.
Okay, so Playground Games haven't announced anything formally, but according to Vijay Gill, first off, Vijay Gill, amazing person, but the producer on the game is currently in a playable state. According to Gill's LinkedIn page, they're preparing and facilitating regular game playthroughs and build reviews with key stakeholders. This doesn't mean content complete, not at all, but you can't have game playthroughs and build reviews if the game isn't in a playable state. So knowing that means that we'll be getting some news soon. But the fact that it's in at least that much of a playable state is just great.
Yeah, hopefully I needed to take like another year so that we can get on the other side of this financial stuff, because I have to get an Xbox to play Fable, mostly because it's most likely not going to be on Game Pass. None of the other Fables are on Game Pass, so I'll have to get an Xbox for it.
Don't worry, we'll get one because
And
also they've
I'll just do it for that. And listen, Microsoft.
Scalebound.
I know you don't care, but please just give me Lost Odyssey on another platform, please. Such a good game, and
I believe it's on Steam.
Is it? Don't make me spend money.
Please don't spend money right now.
It's so I can't spend money right now.
No, it is only on the 360.
Yeah, it's only on 360.
I like Infinite on Discovery more.
I have it. Like we got it the other day, or not the other day, before we moved it to where we're at now. Like I have my ex's old 360 that she sold me for $20, which was a deal.
Yeah.
And Robin had a physical copy of Lost Odyssey, so I'm like, fuck yes, it's like very good. I really enjoy Lost Odyssey a lot.
So I'm not a huge Nintendo fanboy, but Nintendo has put out a bunch of things that over the years, I mean, they've been around forever, that I've enjoyed. And the Nintendo Direct this year just came for me with them. Like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom looks really cool. Little iffy on the fact that this is going to be Nintendo's first $70 game, but still real interested to play it. Advance Wars 1 and 2 reboot camp. So they rebooted the Advance Wars series and they're being put out. It's a cartoon style turn-based strategy war game, so it's a lot nicer than most of the war games, but it's still a war game. GBA and Game Boy have been added to Switch Online, and they have Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening and Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap on them. So those are already on there. The current offering is, I think, 7 games for the regular Game Boy and either 6 or 8 for the Game Boy Advance, but they'll be adding more over time. Right now, they've also announced, and within 10 minutes of announcing, released the Metroid Prime remake. They were like, hey, this is coming in 10 minutes. And that was the ballsiest move I have seen.
Every now and then a silent release will drop out, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing here?
That's how he's like, coming to Nintendo eShop later today. Physical version is coming to stores February 22nd. So people who insist on having everything physical, gotta wait.
I know one person who does that. You guys drive me nuts.
Yeah. I don't own many things physical anymore just because I lived in a bad neighborhood and had my home broken into so many times and my valuables stolen that it's all digital. If you steal it, fuck, I'll have to replace this.
Right. Like it's very pretty to have all the boxes on the wall and whatever. But like if I go out for the weekend and my house burns down, I just got to replace my PlayStation. I still have all my games. You're out, the PlayStation, every copy of these games, however much it's going to cost you to get some of the very old retro rare stuff back. Nah, man. Nah, digital. Digital's where it's at.
It's a good time to point out that we have renter's insurance, so if our apartment burns down, we'll just get our stuff back.
I mean, cool, but like the guy that I know that's physical only is also like insurance is a scam guy. So,
also Pikmin 4 is coming. The trailer started with the Pikmin landing on Earth and doing like their weird Pikmin shit. I'm not really a big Pikmin fan, but so many of my friends are that I know they're going to be excited. And
that's what's up.
There was an arcade rhythm game from back in the day called Samba de Amigo. It was a Sega game, and it was an arcade rhythm game, so it was like actual arcade machine. But it came to Dreamcast and then later the Nintendo Wii, and you basically just moved the maracas, which for the Wii was the Wiimotes, to the beat. And Samba de Amigo Party Central is coming out, which launches with 40 songs across multiple genres. There's also maraca shaking already there. Mini games, including a love checker, which is hilarious because I haven't seen one of those outside of a bar since I was like 8.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now. What?
You put in a quarter and you go over and you squeeze these handles, and then it vibrates a little bit, and then it rates.
That's 1.5 million years old. My grandpa is not as old as those machines. What is happening right now?
I guess Samba de Amigo was like, yeah, we gotta have this. But
gotta do it.
Something that every time I've seen any kind of reboot of like old Nintendo JRPGs or anything, um, anything by Monolith Soft at all. I've been like, hey, we need a Batten Kaitos remaster, and they apparently heard us because Batten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD remaster has been announced.
Right. I'm also not familiar.
Oh, it's it is. I'm trying to remember. It's like Batten Kaitos, Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean. It was a GameCube game that's a JRPG set in the sky.
Oh, okay.
And 1
That's
and
what's up.
2, which is all there was, are getting remade and coming out this summer. They dropped a game called Fashion Dreamer that's basically a fashion influencer simulator, so I checked out on that one.
Sure. Okay, guys.
And Dead Cells Return to Castlevania was included on the Nintendo Direct because it's coming March 6th to the Switch as well. There was this really weird, quirky, like detective game for the DS called Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, and like it was real fun. And getting a physical copy of it now sets you back about $700. And Nintendo just stepped in and was like, okay, later this year coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation, PC via Steam. Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective. So they effectively destroyed the aftermarket for that, and I love to see it.
Every developer needs to do, like, if you don't want the aftermarket to be that great, just keep putting your stuff out. I'm looking at you, Sony. Where's Legend of Dragoon? I want it. I want it back. So good.
And then We Love Katamari, Reroll, and Royal Reverie. Reroll plus Royal Reverie, that's the name. It's a remake of the sequel to Katamari Damacy.
Okay. I played that for a little while when we were streaming on Twitch.
And Splatoon 3 got an expansion pass that's paid DLC which added a whole new place called Inca. Oh, I shouldn't say whole new. Added a location from the original Splatoon called Inkopolis with new shops and shopkeeps. And second wave side order will come with a whole new single player cafe campaign. Just for some
Single player
reason,
cafes are important.
Yeah. Disney's dropping a new stylized Disney platformer in the vein of like the old Nintendo and Super Nintendo Disney games. So when they were super fun, it's going to be called Disney Illusion Island, and it's got multiplayer for up to 4 players at once. Don't nod the people who brought out Life is Strange and the like. They have a game coming out called Harmony: The Fall of Reverie. It's a game where the future of humanity is at stake, and that's all they've revealed so far. I can't remember if that's the one that I got you the the demo for.
Which one? What was the title?
Harmony: The Fall of Reverie.
I mean, it sounds familiar, but also super possible to not be it.
And then there was a game series that was incredible years ago called Fantasy Life, and then they decided to go to mobile for Fantasy Life 2 and 3, and it failed, and they wanted to come back to like consoles and release full games, so they rebranded as Fantasy Life I, like lowercase I. The newest one is the Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. It's where you go to an island to rebuild it by collecting resources, and you can select jobs, and like if you want to be a blacksmith, then when you get the ore, you take it back and you can refine it and that kind of stuff. And it's real fun. It has aesthetics and decoration and harvesting, but there's also in-depth cooking and adventuring. So it's pretty much sitting there on my list.
I'm gonna level with you. The Girl Who Wastes Time, that could have just been a dating sim.
The Girl Who Steals Time.
Oh, that was that also. Yep. Different words, same emotion.
Don't mind him. It's Valentine's Day, so he's bitter.
Thanks, I hate it.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Course DLC coming out includes Yoshi's Island course and adds in Birdo as a playable character.
Oh yeah.
It's been great couple weeks for video gaming news.
Yeah.
There's currently a bundle by Critical that's KRITIQAL called Trans Witches Are Witches. It contains 60 video games, PC games, where You play LGBTQ characters or ones that are by LGBTQ creators, and it's $60. And in addition to all the games, there's various like books and art books and stuff that are also included with it. There's also the Apprentice Edition, which includes only 66 items, and it's only $10.
That's what's up.
Yeah, there's a game in it called To the Wolves, which is one that I just absolutely love. It's a girl named Ella. She's been offered up as a sacrifice to the wolf gods of the forest, and is hunted by beasts and men, and she's just trying to find a way to survive. And it also comes with a bunch of tabletop RPGs, including Basic Witches, which is just one of my favorite little silly games to play with some of my online friends. It's a TTRPG where it's just teen girls casting spells with pumpkin spice lattes and hexing the patriarchy.
Okay.
It's wild. But the main bundle had set a goal to raise like I think 25,000, and it launched last Friday, and as of Tuesday it has raised $120,000.
Nice. No Ayuden Chronicle, but respectable.
Yeah. No Ayuden Chronicle, indeed.
If you guys didn't get to see the Ayuden Chronicle thing when it went live, oh man, you're missing out. It was so wild. They were like, "You like Suikoden? Because we got the Suikoden band together, and we're gonna like do a thing." And we were like, "Take $4 million," and they were like, "Ah, okay, all right." Show was great. What else we got on the docket?
We have various news things. I was just trying to give you a chance to talk because I've been talking this whole time.
Well, you're good. You've looked into these things and are in love with half of them. So this is just, look, trust me, when we get to the what are you playing segments in this, potentially this and following weeks, that will be my time to gush. We all know.
Okay, there's a game that has been announced for a while and just got its first playable demo yesterday called Radio the Universe. It's one of those like amazingly gorgeous, long in development, independent games. You know, the type I love, type you love. It was at the Steam Next Fest, and it nails the fundamentals. This sort of like top-down 2D game. Your sword swings have a weighty feel and satisfying arc, and there's a meaty crunch when you connect with the enemies. The game only rewards experience if you deplete an enemy's HP to precisely 0. Like if you do too much, then you'll overkill them, and that voids all the experience reward, which is one of the things I don't like about it.
Ooh, that's awful. I hate that a lot. I overpower it all the time. I hope it works for him. That's scary.
I've seen some of the funniest mod packs go through Nexus Mods for Hogwarts Legacy, including guns, Luigi Wiimotes, and asparagus for wands. And then the one I sent you the other day, where the Hogwarts Express has been replaced by Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, fortunately, the Hogwarts Express is pretty rarely featured in the game, so I don't have to. We don't have to be presented with too much. He's not misspeaking. He knows exactly what he's saying, and he means every word of it. What I'll say, the Hogwarts Express is featured fairly rarely, and the time it was on the screen, the most so far, I was chasing it, so I didn't see the Thomas face if it was on there. But no, I do. I want to start getting into more PC games just so that I can fuck around with mods a little more.
All right, because like they help you with that.
The only places, yeah, for sure. The only places really where I can get like mods willy nilly on console is Fallout 4 and Skyrim. They're both like, go crazy, do what you got to do. Like, it's really useful that I'm not a trophy dude, because like a lot of mods that people will like put up and get the top voted and that you want to get are like predominantly like quality of life improvements, and I get real shitty about if I was a trophy hunter having my trophies disabled because I wanted the game to look better.
The Cocaine Bear official Twitter has revealed an 8-bit video game inspired by the movie that can be played on the website.
Why are we like this?
As a people? Why are you about to go play it?
Look, you don't need to out me like that. I'll out myself. First of all, get that out of the way. But like,
I'm like, why are you about to play?
first of all, if you don't hear the words cocaine bear and are like immediately intrigued, like, what the fuck is that thing? Then I don't understand you.
I don't know if I could ever understand you.
Yeah, like it's cocaine bear. What do you mean? What? He's amazing. I think my favorite thing is that it's like not based on, it's fully a true story.
Yeah.
That is the best bit for me. It's 100% is an actual thing that happened. Please go look up Cocaine Bear. It is the proudest I have been to be from Kentucky in quite a many year, or probably will be ever again, honestly.
I don't know. Turtle Boy could die.
I mean, I wouldn't be proud to be from Kentucky if the Turtle Man kicks the can, because most of them would be really upset about that, and I don't understand that at all. People would be like, "Why do you call him Turtle Man? Why does he look like a turtle?"
He looks like a turtle and a turkey had a baby.
A turturkey, a turdurkey, if you will.
Yeah, a turkey.
Gobble gobble, Mitch.
Steam Next Fest has put up a bunch of demos, including it also got us a look at the remake of System Shock that's been promised for 22 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Grim Guardians Demon Purge looked really good. It's another Metroidvania game, and yeah, other than the fact that the Steam's Next Fest just wrapped up yesterday, 7 days with hundreds of demos and like tons of live streams. Definitely recommend you look into that. Like anyone who follows us, I recommend. But some of the games that I felt were worth checking out were Darker and Darker, which is a first-person PvPvE dungeon crawler. Darkest Dungeon got a sequel, Darkest Dungeon 2. Still on the same points.
Darkest Dungeon was wild.
Yeah, and this is the demo, which is available on Steam, features the beginning hours of the game, showcasing the beautiful semi 3D character models, the new carriage system, and how brutal the gameplay is, just like Darkest Dungeon 1 was. Sherlock Holmes The Awakened has a demo. It's by Frogwares, which, like, Frogwares is a Ukrainian developer, and the fact that they were still able to get anything out after everything that's going on right now is very impressive.
Yeah, if you can develop a game while your country is being blown up around you, kudos, baby.
And the demo is only 25 minutes, is what people are complaining about. But I'm like, this is 25 minutes to play a Lovecraftian horror game starring Sherlock Holmes.
But like, it's a demo, bro. Calm down.
There's Deceive Inc., which is a game that just falls into the type of game I love that I never have anybody to play with. By the way, if you like to play social deduction and deception games, please add me on anything. Just look for Robin Dagonet Beasley.
Dagonet is Dagonet, not Y.
Yeah, like the Knight from the Round Table. But Deceive Inc. is an upcoming social deduction game where players are supposed to complete objectives by the company Deceive Inc. in the game. They're a private espionage company with a monopoly over the spy market, and you complete your tasks while surviving its rival spies. It comes out March 21st, but the demo is already out. There's
so you're telling me it's spy versus spy, but like the game.
Yeah. Also, there's a spy versus spy game. It's been around forever.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like if you like Secret Hitler or Werewolf or Mafia, any of those kind of games, there's one that came out on the PlayStation and is now on PC. I can't remember the name of, but you basically play androids and some people are humans, some are androids, and the androids are trying to destroy the people on the ship so they can take it over while the people are just trying to complete their goals. I don't really do Among Us because it's gotten so large that most of the chat rooms are a bunch of shouty kids, and I'm too old for shouty kids, so I try to stay away from it.
Yeah, it's like it's a kid's game or something.
Just to clarify, Drew has the mistaken belief that if kids get into something, it's a kid's thing.
No, it's not a mistaken belief.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a mistaken belief. You don't want it to be classified as a kid's game, and I can respect why you don't want it to be classified as a kid's game. However, like let's look at it. Let's take it to a different thing, right? A thing that it's like a more understandable thing. Like if there's a game that's out, right, and 80% on average of the people who play that game are neo-Nazis. Do you play that even though it's not a neo-Nazi game, or do you avoid? Or are you like, no, that's the neo-Nazi game. I'm going to avoid that.
That is the strong argument I've ever heard.
It's not a straw man
saying.
argument. I have changed the word kids to the word neo-Nazis. Is it different now?
Yes, you just equated children who, while annoying, exist to, our faith has a bunch of people who are neo-Nazis.
I have not done that. That is your interpretation of what I have done. What I have done.
Neo-Nazis like to pretend to be Vikings. Should we stop being Norse pagans because the neo-Nazis like it?
No, they don't pretend to be Norse pagans. They pretend to be Vikings. I'm not a Viking. I don't rape and pillage anyone. I'm a Norse pagan. If they're not smart enough to know the difference, let them go crazy.
Planet of Lana is an upcoming side-scrolling.
It's going to move on? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because your belief is mistaken and will alienate our audience. So we're going to move on.
My belief that a kid's game is played by children is mistaken.
Okay, by your logic, if children found pornography is now for kids.
No. Okay, at what point, let me ask you this. At what point when you boot up Among Us, does it tell you that you require to be 18 in order to interact with this media?
Bear with me one moment.
Sure. I can give you the short answer because I have it on the computer right now.
I don't. You do? Why?
For Dante.
You never even let him in your room.
That's not true at all. I make him play in the living room because it's away from our rooms.
Among Us is an ESRB everyone 10 plus. It's not an E, it's an E10 plus, which means it's not a kids game. It's an everyone game.
It's not an infant's game for sure. I never said that. Kids is like 10 years old. I've never given Among Us to like a 6-year-old and be like, this is for you.
All right, I refuse to even humor a world where people being murdered horrifically, like literally something's head opens up and stabs a thing through them with blood everywhere, is a children's anything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I watched Power Rangers as a child where every monster exploded on top of innocent civilians per episode.
Explosions never did any damage for some reason. That bothered me.
No. I disagree. With that. They never explicitly showed blood and gore because it was a kid's show. But during the 90s, when censorship was what it was.
The buildings weren't destroyed when they exploded. Like if something that large explodes, all of Angel Grove would have been flattened. Done.
Do you want me to like pull up the videos of buildings just getting turned to shrapnel in Power Rangers? Because that's all over the place.
Again, size. Well, the things that get blown up, like that would be a small bomb worth of explosion.
Okay.
But how big they are, it should have been like
at the end of the day. I still watch like whole skyscrapers get brought down. Like you watch kids products will still show people die. My point is not. I'm not saying that Among Us was geared towards children. That is not what I'm saying. If anybody takes it that way, you have misinterpreted my words to mean what you wanted them to mean. What I'm saying is that the majority of the audience that participates in Amongst Us play, or Among Us, fuck, leave it improper. Among Us play
Amongst Us
is just like same people. Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's have 2 audience groups, 10 to 14, and emo sad grown adults who work in retail. Those are the 2 groups of people who play Five Nights at Freddy's. And if the audience is predominantly 10 to 14-year-olds, that's a kid's game. You can enjoy a kid's game. That's okay. But don't tell me that's not a kid's game because fucking 80% of kids play it. Anyway, what was the article we were reading?
I wasn't reading an article. I was reading my notes.
Okay.
Planet of Lana is another one that caught my eye. It's a side-scrolling adventure puzzle game where a girl and her pet are trying to go through a world inhabited by machines and strange characters. It looks like a Studio Ghibli anime was made into a game. Not like Ni no Kuni, not that extreme.
That's not a selling point. Not Ni no Kuni is not a selling point. I love Ni no Kuni.
No, I was just stating like I'm not trying to create the wrong type of hype. Like I don't want someone to go in there expecting Ni no Kuni levels of art and literally something from Studio Ghibli.
If
So
you've
they're not
never,
that.
if you're listening and you've never heard the phrase in Ni no Kuni before, it is a Studio Ghibli RPG. Like it might, like, that's just what it is.
Literally,
that's the art department. That's the art department. That's the production department. Studio Ghibli made 2 RPGs.
It's by level 5 too.
Yeah, yep. 3 if you count the mobile game, which I do because it's great.
It's a game. I love 1 and 2 to death.
For a mobile game, it's fucking great. Like you can't apply you can't apply like console level standards to a mobile game, or you're gonna be disappointed every day of the week. Before a mobile game, it's not a gotcha, and I appreciate that.
It is. The familiars, you literally get familiar tickets, pay into the gotcha thing, and randomly get familiars.
Yeah, but that's
Completely
not your
gotcha.
familiars are like a sub level though. It's not every other gotcha game that I play is like you get your primary party through the gotcha mechanic. And that's not how that game runs. Like your main character is your main character through the whole game.
I need you to know, gotcha just means capsule things.
I understand that it's another word in another language, but there's a certain type of behavior that is present in most gotcha games that is not present in that one, and that's why I say the thing that I said.
But anyway, Coven, it's a retro style FPS that puts players in the shoes of a girl in the 1600s who is burnt after wrongly being accused of being a witch. And so, for some reason, like the creator said, you're wrongly accused. But when you are burned for being a witch, unknown dark forces resurrect you to get revenge for their wrongdoings. I'm like, oh, yep, this seems like not evil to me.
That's yeah.
But it's modeled after Blood, Hexen, and Unreal Tournament. And one of the weapons is literally a bone firing shotgun.
It might as well be a thing.
That brings me to one of the most interesting art style, fun swordplay, and just wild games I've seen in a while. It's a first person dungeon crawler called Dad by the Sword. It puts players in the shoes of just a dad annihilating rooms filled with enemies using their swords.
Do I have a why?
Not yet. I played the demo and didn't get much information. I had fun though.
I mean,
there's
sure.
There's one that I'm going to show Andrew once it exists in more than a short demo. It's called Mars First Logistics.
How is it cat related?
It's not. It's building.
Okay. Crafting related. One of the C's. Crafts or
space
cats?
Exploration. Then there was a game called Fabledom. It's a city builder game, but it's a city builder in a world where fairy tales are reality. But they're promising more, but all I was seeing in it was just like settlers, foundations, city skylines. The demo didn't give me enough to get me hooked there, but they do promise romance options, and deciding on your spouse will help decide alliances and that kind of stuff.
That's what's up. I love romance options in a game.
Yeah, that can get me to enjoy it a lot more. Like especially if they put like time into the romances like BioWare does. Like, don't just let me at the end be like, pick between these two. Yay, good job. Like, make me feel like I wooed this person. Make me feel like I earned the right to ride the Iron Bull.
Why Iron Bull? Why is that the one?
Arsidath on Haslam.
That's not an answer.
Sorry, on Halsam. It's
okay. We still don't speak Kunari.
It is Kun for sorry, this one gets me every time. I'm going to bring myself great pleasure later this evening while thinking on this moment with great honor. It's literally the Iron Bull being like, I'm going to go masturbate just thinking about this.
Okay.
And the Iron Bull romance features like every fucking buddy in your party interrupting you guys in the middle of trying to start sex. So it's the funniest one for me. It's not my choice in romance. I typically, when I really want to romance the one that's ideal for me, I play a girl so I can romance Sarah.
I don't think I played enough Inquisition to just know.
Sarah is an elf thief who she does things for friends of Red Sally, and it's basically just it's helping the poor by overthrowing the rich and capitalists.
Oh no, I know who Sarah is. I'm saying I don't know if I know. I haven't played enough Inquisition to just know who I would romance. Dragon Age 2 Isabella all day, every single time.
Oh yeah, let's pick easy mode.
I fucking love Isabella. She's the most likable character. If that makes it easy mode, it makes it easy mode. Whatever. I don't play Dark Souls for a reason.
Oh no, I was just meaning like romance easy mode. Hers is the easiest romance,
Yeah,
which I guess is good for you. You like it easy.
I like it. Any way I
I
can get
like
it.
it in any form.
I like it any way that I can get it. And I'm in real life. I always have to work incredibly hard for it. So if a video game is like, you own it, yeah, I do. Thank you.
Okay, so
That's in Origins. It was Morgana for me. So not always easy mode.
oh, in Origins, it was Alistair for me.
Oh, you would like a Boy Scout.
Well, no, I just that one I metagame for my romance. Like I looked at who would have the best effect on Ferelden, and I was like, all right, here we go. Come on, you fucking pimply faced child. Let's get through this. If I could romance anybody by choice, not just party members, it would be Sandal's father, whose name I forgot.
Come on, you pimply faced child. Let's get this over with. Is not a sentence I thought was going to crop up in our romance options conversation.
I just meant he's so boring.
He is very boring. That's what people are like. I love Alistair. He's great. Like he became great in like 2 and 3, but in 1 he was a project.
Alistair refuses to let somebody earn their forgiveness.
Yeah, no, he's not a great dude.
If you choose to spare that piece of shit guy, I can't remember his name, but the one who betrays the king at the very beginning and everything, then Alistair gets mad. If you invite him to join your party, then Alistair
will leave you. Yep.
I'm like, oh, okay, bye. But speaking of Dragon Age, one of the other things I wanted to announce was from an article I read yesterday morning. There's been new rumors from Dreadwolf, which is the new Dragon Age game. It was a leak that had very early gameplay, and it let us look at it. Granted, it's not going to be representative of the final product, but the animation quality is vastly improved over anything BioWare has ever done. And for any other AAA title, it's not that big a deal. But we've never seen animation quality this good in any BioWare game, and I love BioWare. This is not hating on BioWare. Clearly, since it was, a leaked video, I didn't actually play it, but I can tell it probably feels really good to control your character because there's not stiff animations. Everything was very fluid and seems very responsible.
You said this is a Dragon Age game?
Yeah, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. It's the next one that's coming out.
Yeah.
The character's hair looked glorious. It did have the issue of clipping through the helmet a few times, but it was flowing and bouncing as they moved properly, not just I am hair.
Yeah, my worry with Dragon Age games is that like they suffer from the same thing Fallout does, and Elder Scrolls, I guess, where it's just like so long between entries that like going back to replay Origins is like hard.
I need you to know that between Origins and between Fallout 3 and 4, all of the Dragon Age games came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't quite suffer the same
I don't mean like not the same depth, but it's the same problem.
Yeah.
Where like Fallout 4 came out in 2015. We're on 7 years right now with Fallout 4. And they have to finish 2 games before they start development on Fallout 5.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
there's a game called Void Train that's coming out. I have only read the blurb for it. I downloaded the demo, but I went to bed because we had plans for company today.
Yeah.
But Void Train puts you in the years. Void Train puts you in the shoes of an engineer responsible for ensuring that this train travels as intended through the void, and there's like shit that comes at you out the side, and you basically shoot there, you repair the train, you keep it going, exploring the world with floating islands, strange creatures, and learning its history. And you upgrade the transport while it's moving, which is a little confusing to me because you can't do that safely.
There's a way if they could refill planes with fuel while they're flying, I'm sure we could manage to maintain a train while it's moving.
I didn't say maintain, I said upgrade. So like trying to weld on a wall against the wind shear.
I mean, sure. Let's keep it like. Let's also remember we have to suspend a certain amount of disbelief because in Final Fantasy VIII, I started driving my school halfway through the game. So there's that.
Oh, I'll always suspend disbelief, but I will make fun of it. Also, when you start driving your school, does it not look like a giant fish? Malum Garden's just like, look, I'm a fish.
So is Galbadia Guard. It's just a big red angrier fish.
No, that one's a frisbee.
No, it's got the ring around it, obviously, but so do you. Yours is just on the bottom. That one's just around it. But if you look, if you like take the ring away, it's like a big angry, the one with the dangly bit. I can never think of his name.
Org?
What? No,
Norg?
the fish with the dangly piece.
Anglerfish?
It's all head. Yeah, that one. It's like a red anglerfish without the lure.
It's all
head, just head and teeth.
Langoliers.
What?
It was a Stephen King short story that got turned into a movie. It's about these creatures that devour yesterday to create tomorrow. And this plane they're on gets stuck in the national dateline. Some of the people are stuck in yesterday, and these things that are basically hairballs with chainsaws for teeth are eating existence around them, and they're fighting to survive.
All right, Stephen King. Okay.
It's very old. The only thing that bothered me in that whole movie is there's a guy who has anxiety, and his method of coping is ripping apart cotton balls. And
as a cotton, I identify with that as a problem.
The sound just puts my whole body on edge. He's like,
I've been attacked.
But yeah, that's all the news I've got right now. There's obviously a lot of gaming news comes out on Wednesdays, so we'll have more for tomorrow.
We'll have more next week. We're going to be recording 3 episodes this week, so you guys will get another brief news update later this week. We'll record that tomorrow, and then that'll be primarily our catch up on what we've been playing. We can touch a little bit though. I've been playing a lot, so I've got a bunch of stuff that I can go over tomorrow. What have you been playing this week?
I've been playing Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy part of the Nintendo Switch Online. I've been playing Triangle Strategy, which is a really good strategy RPG for the Switch. I've been playing all these demos that we just went over.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing so much of Fire Emblem Engage. They rolled out the Wave 2 of the DLC, and that included so many characters that I had been waiting on to see in it, and like they were my favorite Fire Emblem character of all time. Soren is part of the Wave 2. He's in it as the ring of the bracelet of the strategist, and you get him and he raises your magic really high. I love this game, but I do have some critique for it, like the fact that you can only get an S rank relationship level with one character, and that no matter what character you get, it's all like, we'll always be friends. Like, I get it, that's how the older Fire Emblems were, okay, but
I hate that.
The popularity of Fire Emblem has grown since Awakening and Fates. Like, bring me my children. Like, let me.
You know what else has grown? And I'm gonna accidentally attack a friend here, and he knows I love him, and I don't want him to be hurt by this. But you know what else has grown here, audience? We're adults now. Okay, relationships are like a thing. I don't need like a whole band of best friends just best friending. Relationships are real. Love is a thing that happens. Let's fucking.
I would like that.
That's a try. What do you mean? You're critiquing it right now.
Band, no, in real life, I would like a whole band of best friends just best friending.
I need you to know, right? That like on a not zero number of times per day. Like I set a conversation up one time for you to announce your best friendship with somebody because I knew it would happen.
Oh?
Yeah, one time me and Kat were in the kitchen talking, and she was playing a MatPat video. And I said, oh, I guarantee you, if you mention to Robin that you listen to MatPat, he's going to be like, I'm his friend, like immediately. And that happened exactly the way I said it. Like precisely that way. So you have plenty of best friends, my man. You have a whole band. We just don't get the band together.
That's what I mean. I want us to go all out best friending. I don't know what that is, but I'd like to do it.
Get the rest of them to do the thing. I got free time.
You don't, sadly.
I have enough free time to go best friending with MatPat.
That's fair. But
I'll call off of work and make the time. Do you understand?
But let's see. In there, what was I saying? Oh, since Awakening and Fates, they added in you can make characters have interpersonal relationships, and they have children, then the children get sent off to weird time bubble thing, and they come back. It's other characters you can play as. Like, that's so awesome to me. Then this one, well, Three Houses walked it back, and I was like, oh, that's sad. And then this one kept it, walked back. I'm like, no, back to those guys.
Three Houses walked back to a point. Like in Three Houses, you could still like that could still be a relationship. They just didn't follow up on like my kids are bamfed into my reality real fast.
That's
but
fair.
Like
Bernadette
you would
is
still
best waifu.
What?
I said Bernadette is best waifu.
Oh, whatever. Fucking, I don't know how she's best waifu. You can't take her on a date. She has going outside of the door anxiety.
Look,
I'm looking.
That's my wife, sir. But no,
Well,
really,
tell you what, when she walks out of her bedroom door to come and ask for an apology, I'll give it to her.
that would be terrifying. Like, could you get back to the video game? What the fuck?
I'm like, hey man, I'm just surprised she left her room. I apologize, ma'am. I mean, no offense.
So like Seuss and the Real Girl.
But
that's a Gravity Falls episode.
Okay, yeah, I've never seen a single one of those.
Yeah, we gotta fix that.
Maybe. No, it's one of those. It's one of those things. It's like
Plus.
I understand. So Gravity Falls is one of the things that's on the teetering point for me, right? Where like the Gravity Falls fans have failed to shut up for so long that I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to like it. You know what I mean?
No.
Yes, you do. I can't think of what it is right now. I can't think of what it is in this conversation. But the other day, there was something that you rail on about, and I was like, "Why do you hate this so much?" And you just went, "The fans. I hate it because of the fans." And I was like, I'm gonna remember this conversation. I don't remember what the topic was.
I may have been fucking with him in that, in all due seriousness.
No, he was not. I know this man very well, and I know this person incredibly well, and it was an exasperated outburst of the fans. It was
Sorry,
not
when you said that, you sounded like Alex Jones, so I forgot anything else, and I was just like, I may have been fucking with him if I turned into Alex Jones. The fans! They put chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay. Gay.
Well, yeah, no, I don't remember what it was. At some point, it'll pop back up again, and I'll be like, "That's the thing." It's something that's like not objectively, because like objectively is hard to say. Like objectively, this is a great thing, but I was like, "Why do you not like this thing? Because this is exactly the type of thing you would like." And he's like, "The fans just won't shut up about it." And I was like, okay, all right, motherfucker. But yeah, so Gravity Falls is like one of those things. There's a couple things I don't like because the fans made me not like them. Final Fantasy VI, don't like because the fans made me not like it. Adventure Time.
Fans, it's me. I make him not like things.
I hated Final Fantasy VI well before you were in the picture, my guy.
I've always been in the picture. I'm that shadowy part off on the side.
Adventure Time is one of those things that like the fans have just railed it to the point where I just don't want to like it for that.
He's in a house full of fans. You got to pity him.
I mean, when I say, let me be very clear to everybody, including yourself here. When I say the fans of XYZ media have ruined it to the point where I don't want to watch it, I am never in any instance referring to you or Andrew. It is all people who I do not live with that have just incessantly insisted on a thing. Like, I'm going to watch The Last of Us very soon because if I don't, I never will, if that makes sense. Because it's fan wise, the fan base is getting to the point now where I'm like, okay, guys, it's good. I get it. I understand. I'll watch it when I can. The way I like to consume media is I like to wait for a season to end and then watch it all at one time because I hate nothing in this life more than getting into a show. I'm looking at you right now, National Treasure. That National Treasure series on Disney Plus is awesome, and I caught up with it. And now we got to wait like a week at a time for there's only 2 more episodes left, so it might be out by now. But I'm like, I just got to wait 7 days. You know what? National Treasure, yes, but you, Brennan Lee Mulligan, you motherfucker.
No, this is not a place where we talk to Brennan Lee Mulligan like
this
that.
This is a place where I talk to Brennan. I see how Brennan Lee Mulligan talks to his friends, and he has no issue with me taking this tone with him. You son of a bitch. It's always, how are you going to give me both shows on a Wednesday and make me suffer for 7 days twice? What in the hell, my man? So he does Dimension 20, which is his weekly episodic D&D podcast. This is an anthology series. I'm trying to keep up with Never After. It comes out once a week, 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. Dropout.tv. Go watch it. It's fantastic. But
Not
the other
sponsored.
problem, not
Could be
sponsored.
Please sponsor us.
Sam, I love you. I don't even need as much
Where are you
as
from?
any. You was it Sam? Where are you from?
Yeah.
How dare you? But yeah, Sam, I'll absolutely. I don't even need a lot of money. So you hear me talking about how great Dropout is right now. You give me a free description. A free subscription. I'll never shut up, ever.
Speaking of which, I wanted to bring that up.
The
In the
password
wake of
sharing.
Netflix's password sharing thing that they have now walked back, but the moment they announced their password sharing rules, Dropout announced their own password sharing rule, which is it'd be really cool if you share your password with friends who can't afford Dropout. And then
So
Dropout said, please take this rule seriously.
Here's my question, right? Here, how hard does Sam want to take this to test? Because like I'm willing to pay for like a separate Dropout and just put the email and password up on the description. That way people can enjoy this fucking programming.
And people gotta start
yeah, they just have to follow us.
And they gotta buy merch for Dropout. I just want Dropout to get support.
Yeah, it's $6 a month. I'll buy Dropout merch to make them feel better. But that's also a thing I would only do with permission. I wouldn't, but absolutely. So they put that on Dropout, and then separately, Brennan, Lou Wilson, Eric Ishii, and Abria Iyengar have started Worlds Beyond Number, which is their strictly audio podcast for D&D. And they started that on February 1st. We get the third and final character intro episode on Wednesday at some point. I think it drops at 6. So like Wednesday is just Brennan Day. Like I don't have other shit going on Brennan Day. I work, like this week is going to be perfect. I work until 7. I will get off at 7, stream Worlds Beyond Number on my walk home, walk in the door, and come in and record this episode, the next episode of this show, and then watch Dimension 20. And then for 7 days, I will just wither and die in a creative cesspool because Brennan Lee Mulligan does not produce more content. I don't know as there's anything Brennan is in beyond like an episode or 2 that I have not watched already.
My favorite part is I know Brennan's going to hear this and just take this to heart and be like, oh no.
Take it to heart in that I need you to create more regular content. Don't take it to heart as that I'm upset with you. I'm not upset with you. Brennan Lee Mulligan is an absolute inspiration that fucking pushes me to do the creative avenues that I do participate in. I absolutely adore that man and would pay thousands of dollars to shake his hand. It's absolutely insane how much I admire that guy.
I'm so glad I introduced you to this.
It's an insane. It's like a 180 in like, because prior to Dimension 20, I was not doing D&D podcasts. I had listened to the first season maybe of Dungeons and Daddies, which is great. But it just wasn't enough to keep me engaged. And it's not just Brennan. Like Brennan is so funny that he keeps me engaged in all the shit that he's in. But the whole Dimension 20 crew, and it took me a while for some of them. Like I love Siobhan. Siobhan, it took me a while to like get into like how she plays and the types of characters that she does. I still struggle.
Was right from the start.
So I already knew Emily. I already knew Murph and Emily. So that's how he was able to get me in, because the Dropout used to be the college humor team, and I used to watch my favorite TV show, probably ever, was originally a college humor skit called Adam Ruins Everything. Fucking love Adam Ruins Everything. Love Adam Conover. One of my favorite content creators of any type. So I knew Emily and Murph because like on the show for Adam Ruins Everything, they like met and went on a first date and got married. They like rebuilt their whole relationship on camera. And then Emily gets killed. So I knew Murph and Emily already. Huh?
I said hard right turn.
Hard right turn into traffic, literally. So I already knew Murph and Emily from Adam Ruins Everything. So that was like those two being in it. And then I think I watched a couple of the Brennan CEO things. And I was like, all right, well, I know half the team. And then I'd never heard of Allie Beardsley. I had never heard of Zach Oyama. I had never heard of Siobhan Thompson or Lou Wilson. I didn't know any of the squad. And in the prevailing, like what, maybe a year?
No, 2.
Not for me. I think it's just been since I moved in. Since I moved in with you and Andrew, it was months after that.
That'll be 2 years in a couple months.
That'll be 2 years in October. 1 year was just this past October. No, it was October 1st. It was October because that was when me and Tasha split up. It was October 1st because that was when I moved all my stuff out. I dropped the cunts off at Castle's house and came there. So October 1st. I remember that date for
He's not referring to Tasha as the cunt.
I'm not referring to my ex-wife. My ex-wife is one of probably my best friends still. The other cunt. If you're hearing this, you know who you are. You're fucking cunt. Ladies, if that word offends you, I truly am sorry, but there is not a heinous enough word to describe this individual as a human being. So I have to go with the worst one I know.
If this word offends you, we don't care.
I don't care, but I am sorry. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings unless you are who I'm talking about, and I hope you're crying right now, if that makes sense.
What you said, unless you're who I'm talking about, then weep.
Yeah, then weep uncontrollably until you drown from it or whatever. I'm not jaded at all. But yeah, it was October 1st. So within like the last year, probably, because I didn't watch anything for the first couple months because I was in double breakup depression. So it was probably not until like January of 2022 that I started watching. And I've watched 14 seasons now. There's one season I haven't watched, and I just can't get into it. Shriek.
Haven't tried?
No, I tried. I watched 2 episodes of Shriek Week, and I just can't get into the characters. Everything else I've watched all of. I haven't seen a lot. The hardest person in all of it for me to get into, even Worlds Beyond Number, is Erika Ishii. And I think it's partly frustration, right? Because like her primary job, she's a voice actress. Like that's what she does. And she just has like one, from my perspective, this is clearly not an objective truth. But from my perspective, she only has like 1, maybe 2 voices she uses when she plays D&D. And, you know, if you don't do voice differentiations between your stuff, that's fine. Everybody plays different. But sometimes Erika, who I love, you're a fantastic content creator, but her characters in all tabletop games, when they get excited, it gets loud. And I have headphones. It hurts. But the point of all of this, I love every single one of these people passionately. They need to create more content. And here's the real torture. Do you want to know the true torture? Is after March 1st. So March 1st is when the first true episode of Worlds Beyond Number comes out. At that point, I won't even get that every Wednesday. That's every other week. So I have to wait to suffer 14 days in between those episodes.
And we're coming soon upon where there's not the there's going to be a week with no Dimension 20 because the season will finish.
Have they announced the new season for Dimension 20 yet?
No, they do that a week after the season finishes.
Do they do it a week after? I think they do it the week of, and then they announce what it's going to be the week of.
It's the Wednesday after it finishes.
The official trailer drops the Wednesday after it finishes. But at the end of all of the season finales, they announce the name of the following season. And then they do the announced trailer the week after. Because I knew it was going to be never after before they put the trailer out. And that's the only way I would know that. I may be wrong, but I have no idea how else I would have heard that because I
told you.
I don't follow any of the Dimension 20 groups. I don't do any of that.
Of course I know him. He's me. When it was mentioned in the Discord, I immediately turned and told you and Andrew.
Okay.
Yes. I was overjoyed. Like 2 of my favorite things in the same motherfucking place at the same motherfucking time.
It's funny because like this is definitely the scariest season of D20, but I'm still not sure I would call it truly a horror campaign because this is just like the stuff he's done so far is just par for course stuff, right? Like the Forest of Fear in sophomore year was much more horror than Ever After has been.
We don't talk about it.
I talk about it. I love sophomore.
Keep going.
Huh?
I have a sound clip of that Andrew made for me.
I that part was like a little bit of a letdown for me.
Why?
Because you were so hyped and excited about it. You were so like hyped about it. I was waiting for it to be like this like really impactful, epic thing.
It was very impactful and epic.
It was just like Brennan's like, what are you saying? He was like, it's Gorga, keep going. And I was like, oh. I thought he was going to put like more emotion or inflection or fucking dramatize it a little bit more than he did.
He did dramatize. You just like flattened it.
I'm going to play it in my headphones right now so that I can see how wrong I am.
He didn't go extreme emotion, but he wasn't like, it's Gorga, keep going.
I didn't flatten it. I said, it's Gorga, keep going. I am happy to be wrong about this if I'm wrong about this.
I love George Judge.
I do love George. I do love George Judge. If you haven't seen Dimension 20, if you haven't seen Dimension 20, go watch it.
I assure you I'm not insane. Oh, two things can be true.
Papa!
I was like, I assure you I'm not insane. Well, two things can be true.
It's absolutely, if you like D&D podcasts, absolutely go check out Dimension 20. Yeah, like I said, dropout.tv. It's like $60 a month. And you're getting ready to cancel your Netflix anyway. Spend it on Dropout.
And there's not as much content.
There's not as much content, but it's better. I said it. I said what the fuck I said.
Drew is very sassy today.
What days am I not sassy? Let's be honest.
That's fair.
Y'all should have heard the sass I was spitting before we started recording. Woo boy. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to make sure we hit on. We have an Etsy page. Let me pull it up so I can give you the exact link, even though it's probably in your description right now. Etsy.com/shop/level grinding podcast. So we're going to be making t-shirts. If I can find a reputable supplier to do baseball caps, I would love to get a level grinding baseball cap. There's, aside from maybe like a personal order where it's like a high amount per one, it's so hard. Like all of the t-shirt shops that I have run for all the different like.
No, I was asking why you would want them.
Because they sell well. People like hats. I like hats. I walk to work. I would love a beanie to not freeze my body heat.
You said a baseball cap. That's a different thing.
Shiny dome. Those also are very popular.
Yeah, beanies are super popular.
I'm thinking of our audience. Baseball caps are also popular. I'll make the flat bill.
I don't think anyone who's listening to us cares about baseball.
You don't need to like the sport to like the paraphernalia. That is what I have learned. Plenty of people. My son is a
baseball fan, but
my son is wearing Air Jordans right now and has no idea what a Michael Jordan is.
Don't tell me that.
Don't tell you what.
That the boy doesn't know who Michael Jordan is.
Why would he know who Michael Jordan is?
I don't know, but he has to.
Why?
I need him to.
But why?
No. It feels wrong that he doesn't.
But why?
Oh, no.
Like, here's my whole shit. Michael Jordan finished playing basketball for good. His last game was in 2003. My son was born in 2012. I'm not a basketball man. We don't have a sports or like a heavy sports family. It would be more wild to if he knows Michael Jordan, he knows him from Space Jam.
Oh yeah.
That's a maybe. It's a solid maybe. If he knows Michael Jordan, he knows him from Space Jam. If he knows a basketball player, it's LeBron James.
LeBron James. And Kobe.
And who?
Kobe Bryant.
Maybe Kobe might be before his time, honestly.
No, Kobe's been a thing. Like, he still says Kobe.
Oh, yeah, sure. He also says 69. Nice. He does not know what 69 means.
That's the meme number.
Dante was 4 years old when Kobe Bryant stopped playing basketball. If he knows Kobe Bryant, it has nothing to do with sports basketball.
I was just being amused at, speaking of my nephews who don't know what 69 means.
Oh.
69. Why are you laughing?
Nice.
That's the meme number.
That's the meme number. Oh, thank God. Okay.
All right.
That's the meme. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Look, when your dad's as much of a hedonist as he is, I have to ask.
That's unbelievably fair. He said that in the car with me. He was like, nice. And I was like, why is that nice? And it was legitimately like an hour and a half of me and him just going back and forth. And I was like, why is it nice? It just is. But why though? Because it is. Like, we're not getting out of this car until you tell me what it's about, bro. I need to understand. But yeah, definitely check our shop out. We only got one shirt up right now. It's a D20 on a natural one. This is it's going to be one of those days. But I'm going to be putting more up as we start making things worth putting up. I'm getting ready to find a good design for Woo Your Weapons right now. But we will be back with you guys later this week. We thank you so much for joining us on yet another episode of Level Grinding. Let us know what you think of the new logo. I did a logo rebrand and an update, made it a little more gamer centric. So let us know what you think about that. We will be with you. Again, check out our affiliates. If you're a Magic gamer, check out our affiliates at Guire Gaming. I'll put their link in the podcast description down below. Check out our Etsy store, etsy.com/shop/level grinding podcast. Don't forget, Level Grinding is brought to you by Nexus Gaming Alliance. Check us out at any of your local gaming conventions. If we're not coming to a gaming convention local to you, hit us up. Let us know you want us to come there. We're very needy. We'll come where we're loved.
Just want someone to love me.
just love me.
Love Valentine's Day. What is it you sad people call it?
What?
Well, you're not. People who hate Valentine's Day, they haven't. Oh, you wouldn't call it that because you haven't been single in a long time, but Singles Awareness Day.
Ooh, that. What was that one thing I found? The Valentine's Day dance. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah,
like that's gross. Let's not. Gross. Yes, absolutely. Check us out here, there, everywhere. If you can do reviews, you can do reviews on Spotify and iTunes. Please give us a 5-star review. It helps us so much. You can put anything you want in the comments or the review. You can be like, clouds are fluffy and they smell like bacon. And I'm going to be like, sure, I guess, whatever makes you feel better, buddy. But we absolutely.
Feedback. I crave feedback. Like,
feed
tell
me,
us what
Seymour.
you like, what you don't like, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. You can catch us on Twitter. We are now on the tweet stream. That's probably not what anybody calls it. It's at level grind pod. Level grind, not grinding. Twitter's got a character count. We're slowly working on getting out to all of the social medias so that we can update you guys everywhere at one time whenever we put up a new episode. But we will be with you later in the week. Don't forget to gather your potions and keep on grinding.